but you never know what you're going to get in this city in late March in order for good weather. You don't know. You never know what you're going to get. So
you look better when I put the flash
they
on.
can end up playing in Milwaukee. So who knows? Just have a good season this year, guys.
Honestly, the thing is, I think the biggest thing from an Indians perspective, an Indians fan perspective, is the fact that it's a week later since season opening day tickets have been on sale, and they're still not sold out. Still not sold out a week later. That's the longest time frame since I think 2012, so that was before Terry Francona, and they still have not sold out for a March 26th, I believe, off the top of my head, home opener, in which the last time they had a home opener this early on, it was snowing, cold, snowing. Moved to Milwaukee because it was snowing. Moved to LA because it was snowing. It was just absolutely ridiculous in the sense, and that's the main reason why people aren't buying tickets. I'm not upset at the fact. I am upset as the Indians fan inside me, but more so the fact that it's the weather that's preventing people. Last year I went to the Indians' second game of the season. Home opener was obviously sold out, but the second game of the season, 40-something degrees by the lake. We live in Cleveland. That wind is cold off of the lake. I mean, honestly, like, are you surprised at the end of the day, Riggs, that there isn't a sellout just yet for the Cleveland Indians?
Not surprised at all whatsoever, because we can sell it out. We normally will at times, but it's just, hey, what is the weather going to look like that day? Because, you're going to have the tank tops out. You're going to have the booty shorts out. The White Claws are cold. The Miller Lights are going to be cold. So it's
in March.
I mean, the last Indians home openers that I remember seeing, like April, the weather was somewhat, looking nice for them to play at. So it's just, it all depends on the weather.
Tank tops and booty shorts looking nice, or the weather?
Well, you know what I'm saying. When the weather's nice, then the tank tops and booty shorts come on out. So it all depends on the weather. People probably most likely have the money and the time to go, but they want to look nice and do it. They don't want to go to a home opener with a jacket on when baseball is supposed to be a warm weather sport, but we live in such a bad shit, crazy weather city of Cleveland, Ohio.
Shout out to my dude Brandon too. Went to OMS with him, but want to give him a quick shout out. And he ended up saying that it's mainly the scheduling, and like it's not really the weather, but it's also the fans not wanting to buy tickets. Do you think, I guess, the counter question with Corey Kluber being traded away, Trevor Bauer being traded away, Yasiel Puig not being re-signed, pretty much not spending money in the long run, I guess. We
don't have Kipnis no more either, do we?
Nope, no more Jason Kipnis.
So it's we lost a lot of core guys.
A message to, I guess, the organization that if they don't sell out, they need to start spending, or is this maybe just a whole entire group effort to have Francisco Lindor extended in the long run? There's so many different possibilities that you could break it down with.
You're exactly right. Yeah, we lost a lot of core guys, and some people don't want to come up to the ballpark unless Kipnis is on second, or Kluber's on the mound, or Bauer's at the mound,
or who's on first.
Exactly. So they got to get it together.
Speaking of getting it together, as we end up moving from Indians baseball to, I guess, baseball in general as a whole, former Blue Jays right fielder / first baseman / soon-to-be pitcher Jose Bautista is now training to be a pitcher during pretty much spring training workouts. Rick Ankiel, who used to be on the Royals, used to be a pitcher that turned into a hitter, was a decent hitter too. Now he is doing the opposite of that, and he's a good hitter and trying to pitch. And a lot recently now too, we have players that are pitching in games just to save their bullpen in these long extra inning games, and you're seeing some good pitchers too at the same time that are position players. Do you think this is Jose Bautista's, I guess in the long run, his way of getting back into baseball? He's 38, 39 years old, but at the end of the day, that might be the way to get back into baseball. You have Shohei Ohtani, who's a pitcher and a designated hitter / outfielder for the Los Angeles Angels. Then from there, you're just having it down the line that you end up having that become more so popular. It's popular in Japan, but from that aspect, it's becoming more popular if you could do that because you don't need to worry about having a designated hitter or having to take out a pitcher in a game like you would in the National League. I mean, is that his way back into baseball, though? I know I got caught up in blabbering, but is that his way back in?
That could be a way back in. It's one of those situations I feel like, okay, well, if you want to come back in, you might have to start from the bottom, or you're going to have to do a little bit of grunt work, or you might have to change your way of play or your style. So it's, he obviously he still has love for the game if he's not complaining on his new position that he's trying for, or he didn't just leave the league. So, best of luck to Mr. Jose Bautista on, becoming a pitcher.
Definitely would have to check that out. Doing a live video on Indian stuff. Definitely, Joe, send me that link. Also, Brandon, you might still see that bat flip. You might be pitching and hitting. You might be going that two-way route. And I guess moving forward with the next topic, the everlasting topic that is not getting old whatsoever. I've been ranting and raving about it. Riggs, you've been kind of interested at the same time, hating me for it, because the Houston Astros are not staying out of the news. The Houston Astros, girl from Twitter, decided to tweet out, ironically enough, from Houston, wouldn't believe that one, had a clip of Jose Altuve getting, I think they were playing in Las Vegas, along with like the Indians during this past weekend. It's kind of a thing that they've been doing more and more during spring training, having them out in Arizona, having them out in Las Vegas, having, I guess, since it's not minor league baseball, they're going to try to have more so just MLB baseball out there. They have MLB baseball playing out there. Jose Altuve steps up to the plate, and he's just getting showered with booze. And not the BOOZE like the drinks, but the booze like the absolutely I can't stand you. I don't know why you're playing. You're absolutely atrocious. Anyways, this girl ended up having a clip of that, and she said, quote, "The booing has to stop. Let the Astros play the game."
No.
All right, you said it for me.
You made your bed, now lie in it. You reap what you sow. Stop being so sensitive. You cheated. You got caught. Nobody is perfect. Get your panties out of a bunch. Get over it. It's going to happen for 162 games, and you fucking deserve it.
Man, that was vicious. Anyways, from the standpoint of my boss from Sandusky at the radio station, he ended up even providing a good point too. Obviously, MLB, NFL, NHL, I don't even know why I included in the NHL. That just kind of came out. NFL, NBA, MLB. Out of the three of those, MLB is not mentioned as much as comparable as having kind of that supervillain type, essentially the supervillain type atmosphere when it comes to players. For instance, you end up having the Golden State Warriors in basketball. You have the New England Patriots in the NFL. Most people end up hating them if you're not a fan of them. In the MLB, they might actually have that team finally with the Houston Astros being hated everywhere because A, they cheated, B, not only did they cheat, but they won a World Series in 2017. 2018, they were back at it again, or the Red Sox cheated and they won it. Then in 2019, they were back in the World Series again. And now all of a sudden, all this cheating's out. Obviously, you have the supervillain. Everybody wants to root against the top dog. Do you think, from a ratings perspective, that this could be good for baseball, in which all these players coming out and kind of giving their opinions, you don't really have a face of baseball either? Do you think this is just good from the standpoint of people seeing the supervillain go down and the fact that they actually have to kind of succeed to be that supervillain early on? Because if they end up shitting the bed early on, you don't really want to do that, because what's pretty much the idea of watching? What's the point if let's say they only win 5 games in April and they're 5-18?
People want to see the bad guy get their licks, their come up, and